Well, since we're going to be working together, I reckon it's time we start drinking together.
You don't go up there to finish your coffee.
Boy, sure found a way to make the time pass up there.
We was fishing buddies.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Well, he found out how to quit you. Heath Ledger died, and I'm sure people will be upset. All you Brokeback Mountain fans, you want to give Christine a call, she'll be happy to talk to you.
We're dead.
We're dead.
I mean,
We're dead.
These are actual clips from the movie. I mean, Peter, is it pretty clear to you that Gibson is mocking it because of what the movie's about?
Oh, yeah. Look, first of all, Gibson shouldn't do humor in any case. He's terrible at it. And he certainly shouldn't try to do humor about someone's death when even a good comedian would look like a jerk. And he looks like a jerk and someone who's not funny.
I mean, but put aside the not funny, it's so distasteful. And B, the notion that this is being linked by anyone. Courtney, at the time the movie came out, there was a hubbub about it, right?
Of course. I mean, it was a groundbreaking subject matter. This wasn't the type of thing that had been treated in any way, really, in film. And there were a variety of protests, but they were more sort of groundswell uprisings. They weren't huge collective movements. At the end of the day, this film made $178 million worldwide. It spent over 19 weeks at the box office. I don't think you get that out of curiosity. I think you get that out of respect for good acting, good directing, and a great film.
Here's some of what the messages on Yahoo, all right? He probably felt so guilty for playing that role that he killed himself. I can think of many reasons why we should not mourn the loss of Hollywood decadence. What did he contribute to society? Brokeback Mountain. That's on a different blog. That is what he gets for participating in poisoning the minds of people with gayness. I mean, this is insanity. I have to tell you, I mean, yes, I thought it was going to happen to some degree, but the notion that there are going to be some people there picketing at his funeral, I mean, this is disgusting beyond what I even expect.
Comments regarding remarks I made on my radio show the other night after the shocking death of Heath Ledger. I'm sorry that some took my comments as anti-gay and insensitive. I'm aware that Ledger has a family and many fans who were grief-stricken by his sudden death. As I speak, a crowd is gathering at the funeral home where Ledger services will be held. Those who knew him say he was a good actor and a loving dad, and what happened to him was terrible, but was evidently an accident. Once again, to anyone offended by my comments, I'm sorry. But I'm also sorry that Heath Ledger is no longer alive and with us. That is my word.
Not using on the show today. Are you going to agree to it or no?
No, I'm not agreeing to anything because I don't know what you're talking about.
Then I'm going to disconnect this, and you're not going to chance to tell your side of the story, and we're not going to have this conversation.
You know what? I didn't call you. You called me.
I realize that, but I'm telling you the ground rules to be on our show. I want to discuss Heath Ledger. The ground rules are not to use that word.
Heath Ledger's in hell.
Okay.
So what do you want from me?
Why are you protesting his funeral?
Because he used his big megaphone called the thing that he got in his hand to scream out across the globe that God is a liar. God said, "Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind."
How did he lie? How did he lie?
I'm telling you that. God said homosexuality is an abomination, and he said, that's a lie. It's okay to be gay. God said, "Thou shalt not commit adultery." And he said, that's a lie. You can change your sex partners and your spouses more often than you change your nasty undergarments. And that is just fine. So God, pursuant to his promises, cut him off. He's dead and in hell. We must warn this nation that if you follow his example, you will go to hell with him.
What is his example? You have not answered my question. What has he done? Is it because he was in Brokeback Mountain?
You know what he did.
Is it because he was in Brokeback Mountain?
Of course that's what it was.
So you're protesting an actor that played a role in a movie. He played a homosexual movie.
You tout as a hero and that he was so courageous. Don't try to pretend like he's living in some kind of a vacuum. He's not living in a vacuum. Heath Ledger deliberately he should never have taken that role if he had any interest in his never dying soul. And this nation substitutes their thoughts of God and God's word and his standards for Hollywood standards, what they see on the silver screen. And so when he got up there before the eyes of the world and cheated on his wife.
So he's
Hello,
not.
that's adultery.
He's not even really gay, Shirley. He's not even gay, and you're protesting
then-
someone who
then that's
pretended
all
to
the
be
more
gay.
reason he
So
never
if
should
I
have taken
pretended
that
to be
role.
gay right now, and I was like, Shirley.
And there's only two kinds of people walking the streets of this generation. Mostly doomed America.
No.
But into this generation, there are only two kinds of people that inhabit this world. You understand me? And God hates them both. And I'm going to tell you what they are. You are either a filthy, practicing pervert, or you are an enabler of their sin.
Or a hater like you. Listeners that would like to ask you questions.
All right.
Is
Shirley,
that okay with you? Sarah first.
I have a question for you about Heath Ledger's funeral, because his parents have said that the funeral arrangements are going to be very, very quiet because they've heard that you and the Westboro Baptist Church are considering protesting. So my question is, if you don't find out where the location of the funeral is, do you have anything else planned to protest Heath Ledger?
Yes, we're going to do his memorial service. That's going to be in Los Angeles, and we are also going to get him at the look, this nation loves to worship the dead. So when they have his rotting dead carcass over there at the Oscars, propping him up like some kind of a hero and trying to, we'll be out there by the red carpet with our signs. He's in hell. God, America's doomed.
Yeah, I might want to think about that.
Mourn for your sins, and God hates the F-word enabler.
Thank you.
To a woman so heartless, how could you be so heartless? How could you be so heartless? How could you be so cold? It's the winter when it breathes you. Just remember that you talking to me though. Need to watch the way you're talking to me, yo. I mean, after all the things that we've been through, I mean, after all the things we got into, y'all know some things that you ain't told me. Y'all did some things, but that's the old me. Now you wanna give me back and you gon' show me. So you walk around like you don't know me. You got a new friend, I got homies. In the end, it's still so lonely. In the night, I hear them talk. Cold story ever told. Somewhere far along this road, he lost his soul to a woman so heartless. How could you be so heartless? How could you be so hard? How could you be so dark to evil? You're bringing out a side of me that I don't know. I decided we weren't gonna speak, so why we up at 3 a.m. on the phone? Why does she be so mad at me for? Only I don't know, she's hot and cold. I won't stop, won't mess my groove up, cause I already know how this thing go. You run and tell your friends you're leaving me. They say that you don't see what you see in me. You wait a couple months and you gon' see. You never find nobody